Hola Seekers, this is Kim and bienvenidos to your May 2022 reading, where you will be provided with information in regards to what area in your life will you see the most action, changes, and or shifts this month, as well as get an overview of the month of May. And at the end of the reading, I will be giving space for you to receive a direct message from one of the light beings that you feel called to connect with at this moment. Okay, so in this pick a card, we have 3 groups to choose from, each one represented by a doodle drawn by yours truly. So starting off, for group 1, we have Le Beauty. For group 2, we have Cotton Dreams. And for group 3, we have Morning Grove. I'm sorry if those names are a bit ridiculous, but those are the first names that came to mind, so I'm going with it. So there you have it, your 3 groups to choose from. Whichever one calls out to you, then that will be your group, and the timestamps for each one is provided in the comment section down below. Okay, so now that you have chosen, let's skip right on over to your reading. Let's go! Hola Seekers who chose group 1, Le Beauty, bienvenidos to your May 2022 reading. Before we get started, please keep in mind that whatever is said in this reading is not written in stone. I personally believe that energy is always changing in accordance to our actions, choices, beliefs, attitude. So even with situations that are out of our control, how we choose to respond to them can make a huge difference. So the purpose of this prediction reading is to give you a heads up about what could happen in the month of May, rather than to tell you this is what is going to happen and there's nothing that you can do about it. Okay, so with that being said, let's get right into your messages. So I always like to begin the readings with an intuitively channeled message, yet this time no message came through. So I'm actually going to jump right into the cards because I feel like that's what the energy wants. So I'm going to respect that. So we will first start off with this oracle deck to get kind of the overall vibe for the month of May. Okay, so 2 cards flipped over. That was fast. And we have number 24. It's raining cats and dogs, with the key terms or key phrases: temporary intensity, surrender, this too shall pass, release, cleansing. And we also have number 30, if that ain't truth, grits ain't groceries, with the messages: believe it, trustworthiness, watch for signs, intuition, lucidity, and the real deal. So actually, a message that came to mind when I was shuffling the cards was feeling trapped. So if there is anyone who is watching this video who is currently feeling trapped in a situation, I feel like this card is reassuring you that liberation will come. If you are going through a challenging phase, this challenging phase will soon be over. This too shall pass. This feeling, this experience is only temporary. It is not meant to last forever, and it is not going to last forever. And because we do have an umbrella showing up, the umbrella makes me think of protection. So you are being divinely protected. And actually, for those of you who feel like you're caught up in a storm at this moment, this metaphorical storm is meant to assist you with releasing a lot that was not serving you. This is a time of cleansing and release, as the card says. It feels like a purge. And whenever we go through a purge, the changes and the shifts that we experience, be it in our outer world or inner world, can feel very intense, especially if there is a resistance to it. So it is recommended to surrender. Surrender that which is asking to be released. Surrender that which you know deep down no longer resonates with you or is in alignment with you, your life, or the life that you want to live. Now, with if that ain't truth, grits ain't groceries, this makes me feel like the calm after the storm. So this is reassurance once more from Spirit that this whole situation here will pass, that the storm will clear and the sun will shine once again. And a reminder that even though you are going through a storm, even if there's clouds in the sky, it does not signify that the sun is no longer there. The sun is still there shining bright. It's only that these temporary clouds that are only passing by have covered it for a while. So believe that things are going to get better because they are. Trust that you are being divinely protected because you are. And also trust that this whole situation is possibly leading you to something better. If you are experiencing an ending and this ending feels tough and you're wondering, how could this possibly be anything good? This card is confirming that this ending, even though it might be unpleasant at this moment, is giving way for a positive new beginning. Also, this card is advising you to watch out for the signs. Universe, even possibly loved ones who are on the other side, will be communicating with you a lot throughout the month of May, especially when you feel like you're going through something difficult or when you yourself are not feeling too well emotionally. You are going to be receiving signs and or messages from spirit, the divine, loved ones, ancestors. And because we do have animals here, also pay close attention to animals and how they act or react towards you. Because spirit universe communicates with us in different ways, and animals are divine beings as well. So you might find a lot of comfort, support, and even guidance from an animal companion or any animal that you encounter throughout the month of May. Also, trust in your intuition this month. I know sometimes it's hard to really trust or listen to our intuition, especially if there is a lot going on within, if we're not feeling emotionally stable or grounded. Yet your intuition will be key this month. Now, our intuition does not come with fear. It's more of this certainty. It's more of this knowing. So noticing when something is coming from fear can help you discern when your intuition is speaking to you. Now, another thing that will help you discern when it is your intuition is that whenever you intuitively feel something, you are going to be reassured through a confirmation. So like I said, animals will play a significant role in your life in the month of May. So for example, if you're walking down the block and all of a sudden you feel like you shouldn't turn right, but then you start doubting this intuitive feeling, a bird might fly right in front of you as you're turning right, indicating that yes, maybe you should turn the other direction. Also, what I'm seeing is that some of you might be having prophetic dreams in the month of May. So for example, let's say one night you dream that it's going to rain, and then the next day or that whole week it rains. I do notice we have the number 24 and 30. So the 24th or the 30th of May might be of importance. Between 24 and 30, this is making me think of a week. If there is a specific week of the month that you're really going through it, or you're struggling in some way, or there's some major changes going on, just remember that this will pass. This week will end, and after this week, things are going to start feeling better or getting better, okay? So now I'm going to pull out a card to see what area of your life will you see the most changes and or action this month. Okay, so we have Jupiter and Virgo, the 6th house, with the key term patience. Yeah, so you will definitely be asked to exercise some patience in the month of May. Now, it's important to note that patience and waiting are not the same thing. You can be patient while still moving forward, while still living your life. Patience does not equal inaction. Yet I do feel like this card is referring to not beating yourself up if something doesn't go according to plan, not calling quits on everything, or giving in to utter despair if things aren't working out or if there are challenges. Because whatever it is that is making you feel bummed out or is making things more challenging for you or feels challenging is going to pass. It is going to subside. It is going to end or get resolved. So patience. Be patient with the storm because it's only passing by. Now, the 6th house concerns employees, workers, day-to-day life. Also, it concerns matters relating to health service to others, and small animals and pets. Yeah, so I told you, animals will play a significant role for you in the month of May. Now, because I did get 7 days in specific, like I said, there might be a week which will really stand out for you in the month of May. This might be a week where you might feel a little under the weather, or things might feel like they're just not working out, or plans might go astray. So be patient with this week. Or you know what? Someone might require of your patience, or you might require someone else's patience this week, because I also feel like this might bleed into your work life, work environment. So it might be at work where you might be experiencing some setbacks or difficulties. Maybe people are not up to task, or there might even be some malfunctions with technology, which causes things to be a little delayed. But again, things will get resolved. Remember, this reading is to give you guys a heads up so that you can be a little bit more prepared. And so if this does happen, you won't feel like you're being attacked by the universe or attacked by some external force. Because to me, it feels like the energy is changing. And so sometimes when the energy starts changing, I don't know why the word acclimatize just came through. It's like it needs to adapt to the new conditions and to the new environment. So for example, this is just an example, right? Let's say your computer is acting funny, and it's quite frustrating because you need to get work done, but your computer acting funny leads you to take some form of action, and the action might be either getting a new computer or updating the software. And this update allows things to run more smoothly from then onwards. And it might be because later on, you're either going to get a new project, or there's going to be more work coming through. And now this new update can handle that workload or this new project or whatever it may be. And so it helps you prepare. So actually, I do sense that for some of you, there might be some unexpected expenses this month. But again, even though they might be a pain in the butt in the moment, these expenses will be investments because they will be of assistance to you in the near future or in the long run. Also, remember that if you need assistance or support in anything, please do ask for it. You will receive the assistance and support that you need. So do not be afraid to ask. And I feel like you might also be offering assistance and support to someone this month, which is why I said that someone might be needing of your patience in the month of May. But again, just a reminder, things will work out. There is a reason for why this is all happening. And though the reason might not be so clear in the month of May, it will become more clear in the future. Actually, for some of you, I feel like it will become clear in the month of May. I'm sensing this feeling of relief, like, oh, thank goodness this happened because it allowed me to realize something. It allowed me to take note of something. It allowed me to prepare for something or to prevent something. Okay, so there we have it. But now I'm going to move into the tarot cards to get kind of a overview of the month of May. Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. Ooh, okay. And we have the Emperor. Okay, first let me read you the Ace of Swords. So we have the Ace of Swords upright with new ideas, breakthroughs, and realizing the truth. And then we have the Emperor with dependability, authority, and structure. And then we have the Four of Swords in reverse with mental strength, lack of self-care, and burnout. And actually, I also want to look at the card at the back of the deck, and we have the Knight of Coins upright with responsible, consistent, and hard-working. And I want to pull out some key terms just to get an idea of what the main themes of this month will be. So we have divine, we have joy. Oh, that's so pretty, divine joy. Okay, feel like taking this one. So we have commitment, we have foundation, ascend, body, and we have success. And I like how the key term success fell right on top of the Knight of Coins, because this is actually the card that is representing the overall energy of the spread. So yes, as I mentioned, success. You will see success. Whatever challenges you're facing, obstacles, so whatever challenges or obstacles you are facing, you will be overcoming them. Now, the Knight of Coins does have this meaning of working with nature. It's kind of working with what you have, working with what is being presented to you. And then we do have the key term hardworking. And I like how we have this person holding this sign that says slow, because it reminds me of patience. I feel like this Knight of Coins is simply reminding you not to get too ahead of yourself. You know, like we mentioned already, if things are not working out, if plans get postponed, if things get delayed, do not think that this is the end of everything, the end of it all, because it isn't. There is no need to catastrophize. Now, this is not to say that you can't or you shouldn't feel frustrated and or upset at something that you naturally feel upset about. No, feel your feels. There is nothing wrong with feeling upset. Do not become emotionally constipated. This is about not giving into despair or giving into the belief that things won't work out for the better or that the universe is against you, because none of that is true. If you are committed to find a solution, you will find a solution. Because we do have the Ace of Swords here. The Ace of Swords speaks of breakthroughs and revelations. It's realizing the truth. So as I mentioned before, you know, these unexpected situations might actually allow you to realize something very important. It might actually help you prepare for something incoming or might help you upgrade. Just as an example, to give you guys an idea, it doesn't mean that this is what is going to happen. Let's say your car decides to not start one day. And this is so frustrating, because this means that you have to take your cars to the mechanic and yada yada. But then you end up taking your car to the mechanic and you find out that the brakes were faulty. And then you think, oh my goodness, if I hadn't brought my car to the mechanics, I wouldn't have known that the brakes are faulty, and maybe that would have led to an accident. So one thing leads to another. So actually this whole situation benefited you at the end, and it kept you safe and protected for the future, which I feel is why we also have the Emperor here, because the Emperor signifies protection. And so, as I mentioned previously, you are being divinely protected this month. You are being looked after. The majority of what may be happening this month that you feel like it's not in your favor is actually in your favor and possibly for your highest good. So that's why I feel like this card came out, because universe is asking you to look at the signs, see how this is actually benefiting you. The Emperor also denotes, as the card says, structure and stability. So this month, there is a lot going on to help you find structure and stability in your life. Like I said, figure out what isn't working, what is faulty, what needs more working on, so that you are able to address that so things work out more smoothly for you in the future. Because we do have the Emperor here, which represents authority, you might be receiving help from someone of a higher authority, or you might be having some back-to-back with someone of higher authority. And maybe this might be the challenge, but again, you will come out of this successful and victorious. Because with this Patience card, this could be at work where a boss or someone has a leadership role might be on your case, is what I'm getting. What it feels to me is like a trial. Maybe some of you are starting a new job in the month of May, and it's like someone is giving you assignments to see if you can handle the assignments, or maybe to understand the way that you work. And at the beginning, it might feel like you're being targeted, and actually you might be, because it does feel like this Emperor, this person of higher authority, really wants to see or understand what you're abilities or capabilities are. Yeah, at the end, I feel like you showed this person or maybe company or job that you are more than capable and that you are more than prepared for this job position. Yet there is a caution here to look out for your health, take care of yourself. We do have the Four of Swords in reverse, which can often denote a burnout, also a denial to accept assistance and or help support from others. So I'm noticing how this Emperor is carrying a basket. And so I feel like the message here is do not take on more than you can carry, right? Do not stuff unnecessary things into your basket. You can fulfill your role. You can take care of your responsibilities without you needing to go above and beyond. So even at a workplace, you can set your boundaries right from the beginning. And this doesn't necessarily have to be at a workplace. This can even be at school, in an institution. So for example, if you're doing a group project, you don't have to be the one doing all the work. You can also assign responsibility to others. The others know that you're well aware that this is a group project and not a solo project. So with the Four of Swords here, just remember you do not need to struggle alone or keep quiet or silent about your struggles. If there is something that does not feel right to you, seem right to you, speak up about it because you have the right to do so. Especially if there's anything that is messing with your health, be it your physical, mental, even emotional health or well-being. With the key term ascend here, I do see you ascending. This could be in your career, your job, your education. But I also feel like this ascend key term is speaking about you ascending a difficult phase or a challenging experience will help you ascend in some way. Maybe it will help you in that this experience allows you to learn new lessons or allows you to learn new skills, maybe that you will require in the future. Because the Ace of Swords is making me think of learning how to handle a specific situation. Possibly how to speak to someone of a higher authority or how to set your boundaries or how to resolve an issue. If you tend to connect to or reach out to a goddess figure, this deity, this goddess figure, light being is hearing you, is looking after you, and is also assisting you. This can also be an ancestor. They are assisting you. They are guiding you. Now, the Knight of Coins also denotes making your wishes come true. But the Knight of Coins, it's not simply about having a wish granted, but this is about you having put in the work and the effort to make this wish come true, to make this dream a reality. So whatever goals you set your mind to or have set your mind to, you will be achieving them or seeing some results in regards to them in the month of May. And the Knight of Coins is very committed to their work, committed to what they do, committed to their values, their beliefs. So I definitely feel like your commitment, your perseverance is what allows you to be victorious. It's what allows you to come out of this situation on top. But with the Four of Swords being here in reverse, just a reminder, remember to take care of your foundations, your foundations being your physical body, being your well-being, being your personal life as well. Your dreams are important, but you, the dream maker, are also important. Your strength does not need to be proven by how many things or how much you can handle on your own. You are strong. We know that you are strong. We know that you are badass. We know that if you set your mind to something, you can accomplish it. Your value is not measured by how much you can handle until you snap. So remember to take care of yourself. And actually, this 7-day period I was speaking about before might very well be a period that you are being asked to take for you. Take a week, take 7 days to look after yourself, to take a break, to rest, to recharge, because you need it. Everybody needs it. So don't ever feel guilty for taking a break. You taking a break for yourself, to take care of yourself, to reboot, is you being responsible, is you being committed to your well-being and to whatever it is that you're doing. Because you're saying, hey, I'm going to take this time to recharge my battery so that I can be at 100% when I show up again. Yeah, look what we have at the bottom, 3 of Wands, with leadership, moving forward, and initiative. Yeah, so this could also be speaking about you ascending into a role of an emperor, where you are overseeing a group of people or a project. And because of this, you might be gaining new responsibilities or more responsibilities. And this in itself is a change and a shift. And that might be what causes things to feel imbalanced for a while until you acclimatize or adapt to this new situation or kind of find the flow of things. Because remember, we all do things differently. We all work differently. So what worked for one person might not work for you, and that is okay. Especially if you're taking on the position of someone else, the role of someone else, and you expect yourself or others expect you to carry on the same, carry on how this other person did things. Remember, it doesn't have to be that way. And most of the times it won't work out that way because we are all different. And it doesn't mean that because you don't work the same way as someone else that your way of doing things is less efficient. It just means that it's different. Okay, and we do have the key term joy here. So I do see joy in the month of May. I do see you feeling joyful and feeling also ecstatic and enthusiastic about what is to come. I feel like once you kind of get the flow of things or get back on track, you're going to feel ready. You're going to feel more prepared, ready to start creating, ready to start moving forward, ready to take on the role of the emperor or to start doing things differently. I also feel like this is you, the emperor, and you're entering with this basket, a basket of new ideas, a basket of new resources, of new fun. So you might very well be the person who enters and changes and shifts things around in your workplace, upgrades things, up-levels things, and all that leads to success. And if this is not at a workplace, I feel like this can also be in your personal life, in your day-to-day life. This emperor is making me think of a medicine man, someone coming in with their basket full of remedies, with their healing magic. So again, if you need assistance, if you need support, please don't hesitate to ask for it because you will receive it. I do see people helping you out. You might even be going to a healer, a medicine person, and they will be assisting you with feeling better. It's not that they're going to make you feel better, but they're going to help you find ways so that you can feel better or improve your health in some way. Okay? Yes, but that's all I'm seeing with these cards. So now I am going to move into the last segment of this reading. So we have 3 stones here. And I would like for you to take a moment and set your intentions for who it is that you want to connect with at this moment, who it is that you want to receive a message from. This could be your higher self, this could be an archangel, a guardian angel, a spirit guide, a loved one who has passed on, or even the higher self of someone who is currently incarnated in this lifetime. You can even ask a question if you feel called to do so. And once you have done that, cast your gaze upon these 3 stones here and see which one calls out to you. The one that calls out to you will be the one that has the message that is meant for you. Okay, so starting off with those who chose stone 1. What is the message for you guys? Oh, okay. So we have, if you find yourself forcing or efforting, take a break. Everything feels effortless after alignment of your energy. There we have it again, the message of take a break. Okay, but now I'm going to shuffle this homemade oracle deck, which contains quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. It's really hard to shuffle this deck. See, a lot of cards fall out at once. Okay, this one flipped over. So we have, I knew that if my parents could see me now, they'd be jealous of how lump and awesome I am. And actually this card also stuck to my hand. So You don't need a mirror to look good. You're beautiful on the inside and on the outside as well. Okay, so those are the messages for you guys. Actually, this Emperor can also be signifying a father figure or a parental figure. So remember, you are lumpin' awesome. You do not need to prove your worth or your amazingness. And if you have a father figure, parental figure who has passed on, who is on the other side, they want you to know that they are extremely, extremely proud of you. They are watching over you. They are looking after you. They are with you. And yes, they definitely see how lumpin' awesome you are. Okay, I'm going to leave these here. So now for those of you who chose stone numero dos, what is the message that is meant for you to hear at this moment? Okay, so we have, there is no right or wrong way to live your life. Be easy on yourself. Yep. There's a lot of these messages of, take a break, take care of yourself, be easy on yourself, don't be hard on yourself. You deserve your love, affection, compassion, and nurturing as well. You deserve it from you. Okay, so we have, this is a conversation between two of the main characters of this series. So we have Jake, who says, I don't think you've mastered it yet. And Finn replies, well, no duh, I just started. Exactly, if you're starting something in the month of May, starting a new job, a new career, a new subject, a skill, whatever it may be, and there's a lot of trial and error, be easy on yourself. Remember, we all start off somewhere. The masters were once students as well. So don't expect yourself to be a master at something when you've just begun it. And then we have, your imagination lets you see the world how it could be. And this was said by the character Almo. And now moving on to those who chose stone 3. What is the message for you guys? Also, don't let other people be too hard on you. If you make mistakes and they want to hold that against you, well, they could do whatever they want, but don't hold it against yourself. It's not like they never made mistakes. No one is perfect. No one is without mistakes. Okay, so we have, it feels good to feel good, doesn't it? Focus on a good feeling memory to help you out in low moments. Again, we have foxes, animals showing up. And we also have, exciting new opportunities are abound. Take a chance and change your life. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out one of these cards. Okay, so we have 2 cards. To live, you need problems. If you get everything you want the minute you want it, then what's the point of living? And this was said by the character Jake. The last message, I guess I'm a special person and I am worthy of respect. And this was said by the character Ice King. Yep. Please take a moment and read this message once more. Let it sink in. You are a special person. There's no guessing. You are a special person and you are worthy of respect. There's no excuses here. You are always worthy of respect. Okay, so those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the ads. That is one of the most simplest way to support me and my channel, so muchas gracias. Yeah, but that is all for now. Wishing you an amazing May, and And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hola seekers who chose Group 2, Cotton Dreams. Bienvenidos to your May 2022 reading. Before we get started, quick reminder, whatever is said in this reading is not set in stone. I personally believe that energy is always changing in accordance to our actions, beliefs, choices, attitude. So even with situations that are out of our control, how we choose to respond to them can make a huge difference. So this prediction reading is here to give you a heads up about what could happen in the month of May rather than to tell you, hey, this is how it's going to be and there's nothing that you can do about it. Okay, so with that being said, let's get right into your messages. So when I connected with the energy of this group, the first message and the only message that came to mind actually was step up or step it up. So there might be a leveling up in the month of May. This might be leveling up in your commitment with something or someone, or this might be that you will feel more energized, more motivated to work on something in the month of May. Possibly even work on yourself. I do feel like your spirit team, your guides, universe, whoever it is that you connect with, they are eager for you to pay attention to something. It's almost like they're saying, it's time. It's time to start working on this. It's time to start committing to this. It's time. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards. So I'm going to shuffle this oracle deck to find out what the main or overall vibe of this month will be. Okay, so we have number 38 with sweet as a Georgia peach, kindness, tender care, charm, beauty, flirtation, and delicious experience. Okay. First thing I noticed, we have the number 38. If we add up 3 and 8, we get 11. So if the number 11 means something specific to you, then please do take note of that. The number 11, especially whenever I see repeated 11, like 11, to me it means manifestations. Either you're manifesting something or something that you have been manifesting is incoming. So if you start seeing repeated 11s during the month of May, this might be a sign or a confirmation from universe, from spirit, that something is about to be manifested. Or it could also denote that you are in alignment with your desires, that you are on the right path. Overall, I sense a lot of sweetness in the month of May. This might be, like I said, some of you might be leveling it up in your commitment with someone special. You might feel very affectionate or even more affectionate towards your loved ones in the month of May because we do have the key term beauty. You will also be glowing in the month of May. All the joy and the happiness that you're feeling within will be emanating from you. You will simply be oozing charm in the month of May. I see you feeling very comfortable in your skin and feeling beautiful, knowing that you are beautiful inside and out. Some of you might be investing in self-care or maybe getting into like skincare routines or morning and night routines. I also see a focus on healthy diets. It's not about going on a diet, but it's being more mindful of what makes you feel good, what doesn't, how your body responds to certain foods or diets. For example, if I drink coffee late at night, I have trouble sleeping and I also get very, very anxious. So it's taking note of those kind of things. The word perfume keeps coming to mind. So you might be gifted a perfume, you might be buying a new perfume. There's something about a scent of perfume that is really going to attract people. Some people might be stopping you to ask you what perfume you're wearing or compliment you on your scent or perfume. Is that weird to say? But yeah, I'm getting like freshness, feeling fresh, feeling good about yourself, feeling light. Like your energy, your vibe feels light. And if you're single, you might get a few offers this month, or some peeps will feel very flirtatious towards you. Even if you're not single, you might get some offers. Some people might start flirting with you. Doesn't mean that it needs to lead up to anything, It's just that a lot of people will find you very, very attractive in the month of May. You're always attractive, but it's in the month of May where a lot of people are going to gain the courage to go up to you and compliment you, let you know how attractive they find you, etc. Okay, so yeah, and for those of you already in a romantic relationship, there's going to be a lot of sweet moments between you and your significant other. You're going to be very, very, very chummy towards each other this month. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out a card to find out in what area of your life will you see the most action, changes, and or shifts this month. Oh, yeah, that's the word that I was looking for, a glow up. Yeah, some of you might be experiencing a glow up or something along those lines. Or you will feel like you're undergoing a glow up of sorts. Yeah. You know what? This might also be like a glow up in an area of your life. So a glow up in your romantic love life, your personal life. Okay, too many cards. They're telling me to shut up now, so I'm gonna shuffle now. Okay, so this card flew off frame. We have the 9th house with Mars in Sagittarius and the key term domination. Ooh, so interesting. So the domination card, and I am quoting the guidebook, indicates a need to stand back and detach oneself in order to see the truth of a situation. So in the month of May, there might be a need to detach from a situation in order to find clarity. Or this could signify the need to give someone else space so that they can find clarity of their own, or so that they can make a decision of their own. Because the domination card comes up when someone is either forcing their ideals or opinions onto someone else, or they're not really giving space for someone to speak their mind. As you can see, we have literally this image of someone forcing someone else's hand. Oh, and I kind of get it. We have sweet as a Georgia peach, Aggression is not always the only method that people use in order to get their way. Charm and sweetness, like sweet promises, is also a technique some people use to get their way. So I feel like this month is about noticing if you yourself tend to do this, or if the people around you do this to you. Do you often find yourself adhering to other people's beliefs and needs because they use their charm, their quote-unquote innocence to persuade you or to get their way? Or are you one to do this? Because if there is this constant need to always get your way, to always be right, always be the one to come out on top, then over time that can result in one having a narrow or limited view of life. It doesn't allow the person to be open to new perspectives or to learn from others, or possibly even learn from their mistakes. Because if they're always right, then how can they be wrong? How can they improve? And also this kind of attitude can impact and or affect the person's relationships. Because, for example, if someone likes to talk and be the center of attention, then it doesn't give an opportunity for the other to get a word in edgewise. So it results in imbalance in the relationship. Now, the 9th house is the house of beliefs, philosophy, higher learning, religion. It is also the house of overseas travel, foreign places, culture, as well as sport. So all that we mentioned before, it's important because I am getting an overall vibe of competitiveness going on for the month of May. So for those of you who are into sports, who are athletes, or are interested in getting into sports, you might be participating in a competition in the month of May. Also, if you find yourself with a lot of energy this month, it is recommended to maybe engage in an activity that will require for you to exert energy, for example, running, climbing, bicycling, maybe something like kickboxing or boxing. In the month of May, I do see you engaging with new people or possibly new environment that will present you with new concepts and or ideas. And these new ideas, concepts might go against your own personal ideals and or beliefs. And so I do see some resistance to this new information that is being presented to you. And I feel like that is where the kind of competition will stem from. Who is right, who is wrong, what is right, what is wrong, etc. And sometimes this type of defensiveness comes without us even noticing it. And it often comes from one not feeling comfortable with hearing something that is completely different from what we know. So one thing that is coming to mind as an example is when two people who have completely different political point of views meet and they start sharing their political views and they clash. And an argument ensues where possibly one is talking over the other, or the other one kind of refuses to see from the other's point of view, and one might get a little defensive, or the conversation just ends abruptly because no common ground is found and or wants to be found. So if anyone has ever experienced that or knows what I'm talking about, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. It doesn't have to be about political point of views. This could be about anything. So I feel like this month is simply about kind of noticing this and just seeing for yourself how open you are to learning about new things. And it doesn't have to be that you need to agree with whatever new ideas, concepts, beliefs, notions are being presented to you. It's simply about seeing how open you are to listening or what your limits are. What are you okay with? What are you not okay with? Because there's no right or wrong here. I feel like that's the whole idea of this. It's kind of letting go of that self-righteous attitude and behavior in order to hear another person, see another person, respecting your boundaries as well as respecting the boundaries of others. So once again, it goes back to noticing whether you are being pressured by someone or you are applying pressure to someone else in some way or the other. Yeah, so this month I do feel like there is a bit of caution and advice to be mindful of who you share your opinions with. This is not about keeping silent about what you believe in, etc. This is more about being mindful. Who is it okay to communicate openly with? Because not a lot of people are really open to discuss certain topics or be honest about certain things. So maybe asking the person whether they are comfortable to talk about something before, diving right into it might help, especially if you do like to go in depth or you like to learn new things or you like to get to know more about how other people think or what their opinions are. Yeah, so maybe asking first might kind of give you a hint if this is a go or a no-go, because I do see a possibility for an argument to ensue between you and someone else or for there to be some clash. Yeah, so just a heads up. And also going back to you oozing a lot of charm this month, that still stands. And actually, if you want to, if you choose to, this month you can be very, very convincing and or persuasive. So if you do choose to use your charisma and your charm to benefit yourself in any way, it will not go unnoticed. One or more than one person will take note of this. Or this could be you noticing this about someone else. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this. I don't think I did. I do see you meeting someone who is of a foreign country or has a completely different cultural background than you. Yeah, but now I'm going to move into the tarot cards to get an overview of the month of May. So for group 2. Okay, so our first card, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse with the key phrases rising above, surviving disaster, and the worst is over. And we also have the Page of Swords in reverse with malicious gossip, two-faced, and all talk. Okay. And last but not least, we have the Two of Wands upright with personal power, moving forward and embracing change. Wow. And the card at the back of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune upright with cycles of life, fate, and good luck. And this card represents the overall energy of this spread. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out a few key terms to get more information about what the main themes of this month will be. Okay, there we have it. So we have a listen, which I feel is very important because we were speaking about being open to listen to others. We do have the key term union. We have healing, reveal, foundation, as well as health, offer, relationship, and support. Oh, okay. So the Wheel of Fortune upright denotes that fortune is favoring you. Things are looking up for you. It also denotes changes, major life changes. Oftentimes when the Wheel of Fortune comes up, it can signify the ending of a cycle. And we do have the Ten of Swords in reverse. Now, I personally interpret the number 10 as endings. And it's wonderful that we have this card in reverse because this to me lets me know that a difficult time in your life is finally coming to an end. And the messages here are so encouraging and uplifting. We have the worst is over and rising above, which I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is also representing you rising above a situation. So if you have been going through a difficult time or someone has been giving you a difficult time, in the month of May, you're finally going to see the end of this. This person is going to back off, or the universe is going to work with you so that what was hurting you no longer hurts you. As an example, this could be a situation in which an opportunity presents itself where you are able to get out of a harmful environment, situation, and or relationship. Because the Ten of Swords, especially when it's upright, denotes backstabbing and betrayal. Swords is air energy. Air energy has to do with the mind, thoughts, as well as with communication. And we have so many swords impaling the back of this person. And then we do have the Page of Swords here. More sword energy. Now, pages are the youngest in the court. They can tend to be a bit immature, even cynical at times, as well as impulsive. And this page is in reverse. So that lets me know that definitely someone is being immature. Someone is being too impulsive. And the Page of Swords is quite the conversationalist. They are very inquisitive, highly curious. They want to know more, and they can tend to get involved in situations or matters that has nothing to do with them. This specific page is the chattiest of all pages. So with this one being in reverse, this lets me know that there is indeed some gossip going around here. Someone is talking their head off and possibly getting involved with matters that do not concern them. This Page of Swords in reverse is reminding me of this sweet as a Georgia peach card. There is someone who is all talk, someone who acts like they have the sweetest of intentions, but in truth, they are looking for trouble. So this month is about revealing this person or personality. And if this is talking about drama in general that has been ongoing in your life, again, this drama is being revealed. It's kind of laying the cards on the table so that there are no more surprises and a decision can be made with certainty, because I do see the ending of something. So for some of you, this might be you deciding to walk away from a situationship, possibly even a relationship. And it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. This can be a platonic relationship. Or what I'm mostly sensing is knowing who to create distance with. Because I get the feeling that in the month of May, you are going to be shown, as we were mentioning before, who it is okay to be open with, who it is okay to trust with your secrets, to trust with your vulnerability, to trust with your honesty and sincerity. So that's why I feel like the key term listen is very important. It's important not only to listen to others, but also listen in a sense of pay attention to other people's actions. Pay attention to how people act around you versus how they act around you with other people around. Because with the key term relationship, I feel like the truth of a relationship, or possibly more than one relationship, is going to be revealed this month. Or possibly you are going to become aware of how someone's way of speaking to you or referring to you has been affecting you in some way. So this is about realizing what in your life has been wounding you or has been aggravating wounds that were already there. And if this is not necessarily a relationship with a person, this could be a relationship with something. So for example, your relationship with your work, with a goal, with an idea. Because we do have the key term health here as well as support. So I do see a concentration on your health, but most specifically your mental health, your mental well-being. Because also we have the key term healing. With the Ten of Swords being in reverse, I do see this being a time of healing. You know, ending whatever was causing you pain, distress, harm in any way, so that you can now make space for healing. We do have the Two of Wands here. The Two of Wands does speak about decisions, choices, options, and planning. So with the key term support being here as well as foundation, you know, as well as offer, I do see you planning for the future, or more specifically, I do see you making space for change in your life, seeing what in your life needs to change for the betterment of your health. What I'm thinking of with the key term support is a support system, a support team, a support group that will assist you with healing or moving away from this Ten of Swords energy. Now, the Two of Wands can also denote suddenly leaving. And with the Wheel of Fortune being here as the overall energy, it might very well be the case for some of you where there's going to be this sudden change, this sudden shift. Some of you might decide to get up and leave right then and there, to end a harmful cycle, to put a stop to something. So there is definitely a major shift and major change occurring in the month of May. Because the cycle is ending and you are the one putting an end to this cycle. You are the one putting a stop to a harmful pattern. You're the one putting a stop to someone who, instead of supporting you, they've actually been pulling you and or dragging you down. For some of you, I feel like this has to do with a work environment. And actually, with the key term offer being here, some of you might be offered job somewhere else, which will allow you to leave this uncomfortable or even harmful work environment. But either way, if someone has been bothering you, if someone has been mistreating you in any way, with the key term listen as well as support, if you choose to speak up about this, you will be listened to and you will be given the support that you deserve and that you need. I do feel like you speaking up about it will help create a change and a favorable change for your situation, for your circumstance, for you. And you know what? It might not only help you, but it might also help and assist other people who might be going through something similar as you. Or it might help the people in the future, the people to come. Because we do have the Wheel of Fortune and the 9th house is the house of overseas travel. Some of you might decide to relocate or travel overseas or try your fortunes in a new country. And let's see. Yeah, I do feel like things will work out for you there. You will find fulfillment there. We do have the 10 of Cups right beneath the Wheel of Fortune, and the 10 of Cups upright denotes happy families, blessings, and well-being. So yeah, definitely feel like these changes are about improving your overall well-being. It's about helping you feel better, helping you feel safe. So some of you might literally be creating new foundations. You will not only be ending cycles, ending negative patterns, but you will also be creating a new beginning, a new start for you. We do have union here, and I kind of get an idea of what this could be, but I want to pull out a clarifier. So we have gratitude. Immediately when I saw it, the first message that came to mind was setting yourself free. So in the month of May, you will be setting yourself free from something that was no longer in alignment with you or possibly was never in alignment with you. And in doing so, you now give yourself the freedom to unite or align with that which is of you and for you, which I feel is this 10 of Cups. You're literally changing your destiny with the choices that you are making. Choices to improve your health. Choices to improve your life and way of living. So this union can be speaking about you uniting with your dream career, you uniting with a job that meets your standards, you uniting with a genuine friendship, a counterpart. You know what? We were speaking about how in this month you are going to be glowing and radiating and feeling beautiful inside and out. And with the Wheel of Fortune being here, I do sense that things are going to be working out in your favor this month. Things are going to be looking so good for you that if there is anyone around you who is dealing with insecurity or who tends to compare themselves to others, might get triggered by your good fortune or by your confidence. It's like the more confident you feel in yourself, the more triggered these people get. And their insecurity or their own fears might result in them making choices or taking actions that are not in alignment with their morals, with their values, or with their integrity. So again, listen, pay attention. When things start going good for you, who is the one that is right beside you? Who is the one who is encouraging you, who is genuinely offering you sincere support? Because it's not only about seeing who's with you in the bad times, but it's also about noticing who's with you in the good times. And what is it that they are offering to you? Are they offering you support, or are they trying to force their own limitations onto you? If you feel like you cannot be genuine with someone, if you feel like certain emotions such as jealousy, envy, or comparison take a hold of you when it comes to a certain someone, then it's important for one to be honest with themselves about this. Because feeling these kinds of emotions, carrying them, suppressing them, or hiding them is harmful, it's painful. So it's important to be honest so that you can find liberation. It's making me think of Instagram. If you tend to compare yourself to the people that you see on Instagram, maybe it's time for you to detach from Instagram. Create a little bit of distance between you and social media so that you can address what is really affecting you or what is really hurting you. So just remember, it's best to not act out on emotions that make us feel insecure, because usually those type of emotions or actions are not in alignment with our morals, our values, with our integrity. So honesty is key with helping us to become aware of what we are feeling, of what we are experiencing, of what we are going through, so that then it can give us room and space to decide, to consciously decide and choose what to do next. Okay, but those are all the messages I am seeing here for you guys. I know this one was a little bit, I feel it was all over the place. It was very general because I really felt like it could go either way. You could be the one projecting, or you could be the one who is being projected onto. And whatever the situation may be, I do see you actively choosing to turn things around for you. And the moment that you choose to do that, the universe is working with you so that you can feel more grounded and to find the support that you need, or to give yourself the support that you need. Okay, so those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. But now I'm going to move into the last segment of this reading. So we have 3 stones to choose from. And I will ask of you to take a moment and set an intention for who it is that you want to receive a message from. So this could be from your higher self, this could be from a spirit guide, an ancestor, a loved one, or the higher self of someone who is currently incarnated in this lifetime. You can even ask a question if you feel called to do so. And once you have set your intentions, please cast your gaze upon these 3 stones and see which one calls out to you. The one that calls out to you will be the one that has a message for you. So if more than one calls out to you, that is perfectly fine. It just means that you need to hear more than one message at this moment, okay? So starting off with stone Numero Uno. These are the messages that you need to hear right now. Okay. Ooh, so we have: confidence is not needed to move forwards in life. Focus on the very act of moving forward, and in that momentum, confidence will be found. Ooh, I like this message because I feel it's very true. So there is that message for you guys. Okay, but the second message for you guys is, ooh, I'm afraid people would judge me the way I judge them. And this was said by the character Ice King. Okay. And now for those of you who chose stone 2. If this message is resonating with you, read the message on this oracle card one more time. I feel like you will find an answer here. Okay, so for those of you who chose stone 2, ooh, expectation means a desire and a belief are in the same place. If a desire hasn't come, notice less of what is and put that in the past. Imagine, believe, and expect. This is the only card in the entire deck that I don't really vibe with, and it's only because my definition of expectation is completely different from how it is being interpreted or used in this message. But these are messages that are meant for you guys, so my opinions don't matter here. Okay, but now I am going to pull out a card from, this is a homemade deck that contains quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. So the second message for you is, maybe my dad is not dad, but a kid stuck in a dad's body. And this was said by the character Finn. Interesting. Okay, so I'm not going to interpret these messages because they are meant to be direct messages for you guys. So I will leave them open for your interpretation. And now for those of you who chose stone numero 3. That one flew out. Okay. You already created what you want. It's waiting for you. Focus until you feel better, lighter, and then you believe, and then you know. But now I'm going to pull out one of these cards. Oops, those are too many. So I'm going to shuffle one more time. Okay, so fine, I'll take these 3 cards. Oh, you're a beautiful flower and I love to watch you grow. And this was said by the character Jake. Music is powerful, man. It speaks to a primal part of our brains. And again, this was said by the character Jake. And last but not least, it's not easy, but you have to be persistent. And once again, this was said by the character Jake. Ooh, so the name Jake might be important, or a name that starts with the letter J. Okay, but those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought you some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. And thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the ads. That is the simplest way to support me and my channel. So muchas gracias. Yeah, but that is all for now. Wishing you a wonderful month of May. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hola Seekers who chose Group 3, the Morning Grove. Bienvenidos to your May 2022 reading. Before we get started, please keep in mind that whatever is said in this reading is not set in stone. I personally believe that energy is always changing in accordance to our actions, beliefs, choices, attitude. So even with situations that are out of our control, how we choose to respond to them can make a huge difference. So this prediction reading is intended to give you a heads up of what could happen in the month of May, rather than to tell you, hey, this is how it's going to be and there is nothing that you can do about it. Okay? So with that being said, let's get right into your messages. So when I connected with the energy of this group, the first message that came to mind was staying true. Now, what I sensed was the best way I can describe it is a feeling of being seen or signaled out. To be more specific, I felt someone standing right in front of me. So it almost felt as if I was not allowed, or I couldn't look anywhere else but at the presence that was standing before me. So what I'm sensing is that there is no more hiding. In the month of May, there is no more hiding. And whatever needs to be brought to your attention will be brought to your attention in this month. I almost feel like it's a stern call from your spirit guides or your spirit team. Like, there's no more running away from this. There's no more hiding from this. It's time to pay attention. But okay, we'll see. We'll look at the cards to get more information. So the first card I will pull out will let us know more about what the main vibe or overall vibe of this month will be. Okay, so we have, 2 peas in a pod with the number 11 and the key phrases: soul partnership, resonance, true love, mirror match, blessings, and life mate. So the number 11, as I was mentioning with group 2, is a number that I personally associate with manifestations. So whatever it is that you have been manifesting will manifest in the month of May. Or at least you're going to be receiving a lot of signs and confirmations that this manifestation will soon come into fruition, if it doesn't happen to come into fruition in the month of May. But I do feel like something major will be happening this month, especially in terms to a partnership, a soul partnership, a counterpart. Now, this could be a romantic counterpart, but this can also be, a mate, a friend, a chum, a platonic soulmate. So what it is in specific depends very much on your situation. And it's so interesting because we have two peas in a pod. They're literally right next to each other. And at the beginning, I was sensing a presence that was standing right in front of me. Like I was face to face with this person. So you might very well be meeting someone in the month of May if you happen to be single at this moment, or if no one new has entered your life as of yet, especially if that is something that you have been trying to manifest or welcome into your life, or you now feel ready or open to receive. You know, it's a bit interesting because I feel like some of you guys have been avoiding this or have been in denial about this. Maybe you have been seeing signs and synchronicities. Maybe you have been seeing 1111 a lot, and that to you personally signifies, you know, a counterpart or a soulmate, whatnot. But you have been kind of resisting to accept these signs and synchronicities that you have been seeing, or these type of confirmations that the universe, your guides, your higher self, or possibly even the higher self of this other person has been sending you. And it might be because maybe you don't want to get your hopes up, or maybe this is a situation where you think this whole thing is too good to be true. Whatever it may be, I feel like in the month of May, the universe and spirit is kind of, I wouldn't say fed up. I think that's my way of describing it, but they're saying, you know, enough is enough. There's no more avoiding this. If you have been asking for the truth, if you have been asking for clarification, it's coming your way. And it's coming your way in a way that will be undeniable, in a way that you can no longer dismiss. The energy felt pretty hardcore at the beginning. It felt pretty stern, like kind of in your face type of vibe. So maybe this can also be a message of not denying your feelings, because denying our feelings only hurts us at the end. This image to me is so beautiful, and I feel like whoever is coming through just wants you to know that it's okay to feel what you feel. It's okay to feel your genuine emotions. It's okay to allow yourself to experience something beautiful, something genuine, something sincere and honest. It's okay to be hopeful. So if this happens to be speaking about someone that you have already met, someone that you feel might very well be your mirror match, your life mate, your soul partner, then this is an advice to be honest about your feelings about this person, to be honest to them about how you feel about them, because with the key term resonance, I do sense that they reciprocate your feelings. Yeah, so like I said, this could be someone romantic or this can be someone platonic. It depends on your situation and what it is that you have been looking for. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the other cards because I feel like this is pretty self-explanatory. So now we are going to find out what area of your life will you see the most action, change, or shifts in this month. You know, this could be, I do sense this is speaking about one person in specific, but this can also very well be speaking about you meeting your soul tribe, your soul family, people that you get along with, people that you really vibe with at a soul level. Okay, so we have, ooh, interesting, revenge with Mars in Scorpio, the 8th house. I do notice we have these lovers here in the background, nestled in this small space, and we also have the sun and the moon. The sun representing masculine energy, the moon representing feminine energy, which makes me think of counterparts. Ooh, the guidebook actually describes this or interprets this image as the sun and the moon embracing. Okay, so Mars in Scorpio describes an all or nothing type of personality. So when this energy finds something worthwhile, they go all in. Their passion knows no limit, and they don't stop until they achieve their aims or desires. So there's definitely a lot of passion here. And there is a caution to be mindful of how much you let this passion control your actions. Because Mars in Scorpio is very devoted and loyal to the people they choose to spend their life with. But if they feel that a wrong is done to them, that passion of love can easily transform into a passion of hate. And as the card says, revenge. Mars in Scorpio doesn't care for understanding. It doesn't care for compromising. It doesn't care for forgiveness. In other words, Mars in Scorpio gets easily carried away by their emotions, by the heat of the moment. So this revenge card can very well be an advice to not get carried away, to practice some self-control. The 8th house is known as the house of death, the house of transformation, endings. And I'm also getting the word regeneration. This house also sheds light on questions to do with legacies, shared finances, possessions, relatives. This one is a bit tricky, actually. What I'm intuitively sensing is simply this advice to not get carried away with your ideals or expectations of a situation, because these expectations can blind you. I personally do not use the word expectation and standards interchangeably, because I do believe they mean completely different things. Our standards are a representation of our morals, our values, what we truly believe in and stand for. Our expectations, on the other hand, they are, I feel, are more a reflection of what we have been taught by society, what society makes us believe is important, which is the reason why expectations can often lead to disappointment, because they are not often met, because they do tend to be quite unrealistic, and they have nothing to do with our standards most of the time. So I guess it's important to kind of discern what are expectations and what are standards, because Scorpio in itself is a very powerful sign. It can be transformative, it can be very healing. It does not shy away from the shadows or the dark, because it likes to uncover. It likes to see and feel more. So the energy of Scorpio is very magnetic, very attractive. And because we do have two peas in a pod, I do sense this intense attraction between two people, being almost inseparable, not wanting to be far apart from each other. And so even though this may sound dreamy for some, over time, this intense attraction can turn into something like an addiction or a codependency. It almost feels like losing yourself in the other, losing your sense of self, which can be dangerous. So it's important to be grounded in oneself and to feel also confident, because the revenge card can denote feelings of jealousy. It can also denote seeing things that aren't really there. For example, trying to find meaning to something that doesn't really have any meaning. Trying to dig deeper at something that you already reached rock bottom with. So with this person holding this head, I feel like the message here is keep your head on your shoulders. Keep level-headed. Yes, feel your emotions, feel your feelings, but also don't get carried away by them. Don't take some type of dramatic action because of them, or any action that you might later regret. And I mentioned this once in one love reading or soulmate reading, I believe. And someone called me out on it in the comment section. So I want to state clearly, this is my opinion. No one belongs to us. Even if we're talking about a soulmate, even if we're talking about a counterpart, just because you are in a relationship with someone does not signify that that person belongs to you or that you belong to that person. Because as much as you are intertwined, you are whole within yourself. You are still each an individual. So I feel it is important to remember that. And also, it is important to remember that in entering a relationship with another, it does not signify that you yourself become the relationship. It is you and this person coming together to create this third entity that is the relationship. So it's important not to create your identity around the relationship or allow your identity to become the relationship, because that's how we lose ourselves in the other person or in a relationship, and we lose our grounding in that way. Again, this is my personal viewpoint, so you can definitely dismiss it if it does not resonate with you. But I am seeing an advice to, keep your head on your shoulders, keep level-headed. Don't let your emotions get the best of you or allow yourself to get carried away by your emotions, because in the heat of the moment, we might do things or say things that we don't actually mean. So it is important to keep grounded, because I am sensing some jealousy happening in this month, or possibly getting really attached to a specific someone or to a situation. Maybe possibly even getting a little obsessed over something or someone. Yeah, but I do sense some intense emotions and intense attraction between two people, between you and another person this month. Yeah, but I'm going to move into the tarot cards now to see what more information we get. So now we're going to get an overview of the month. So we have the King of Swords in reverse with the messages manipulative, abusive, and controlling. And we have the King of Coins, another king, upright with the messages grounded, successful, and business empire. So interesting. And then we have the Emperor upright with dependability, authority, and structure. So from two kings, we evolve into an emperor. And the card at the back of the deck is the Seven of Cups upright with wishful thinking, endless possibilities, and fantasy. And this card represents the overall energy of this spread. And now I'm going to pull out some key terms to see what the main themes of this month will be. Any more? 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's it. So we have relationship. We have beginning. So there might be a new beginning in a relationship, or you will be starting a new relationship in the month of May. We have reflect, which is reminding me of the message mirror match. We have decision, practice, and foundation. Okay. So actually, when I looked at this card and read the word controlling, it immediately clicked for me that was the word I was looking for when trying to interpret this revenge card. Because that was kind of the vibe I was getting. If not obsessive, controlling. So, and you know what? This can be signifying that if we're not careful, we can very well allow for our emotions to control us, especially when we give too much focus and power to those emotions. Okay, but I first want to interpret the Seven of Cups. When this card pops up, it denotes that there are lots of choices and or options on the table. There are multiple possibilities and opportunities. So this signifies a time of picking and choosing. And this is interesting because we do have the key term decision, and we have 3 different personalities on the table. We have 2 kings and 1 emperor. So I'm going to interpret this spread in 2 different ways, because I feel like there's 2 different messages here. So I'm going to leave it up to you to discern which one is meant for you. And I feel it's going to be quite easy to discern. Because for some, I feel like we are looking at 3 different people. Possibly 3 different romantic suitors or potential romantic partners. The very least 2. And in the month of May, you will be called to reflect on what is it that you want in a romantic partner or in a romantic relationship? Now, like I mentioned previously, there is an opportunity to start a new relationship in the month of May, or for there to be a new beginning in a relationship that is already ongoing. What I mean by that is that either the dynamic of the relationship is going to change, or there's going to be some kind of fresh start in the relationship. Now, because we have 3 different personalities here on the table, I'd like to describe each one of them. So starting off with the King of Swords in reverse. This is an air sign, so Libra, Gemini, and or Aquarius. And this is someone who tends to lack structure in their life. They can be a bit irrational and get carried away by their assumptions. This is someone, as the card says, that can be a bit controlling and or manipulative. This is someone who is not very open about their emotions. They have difficulty with being vulnerable. They can be quite judgmental, as well as temperamental. I feel that when the King of Swords shows up in reverse, it's describing someone who has difficulty seeing from other people's perspective. They can tend to have a self-righteous attitude. Now, the King of Coins is an earth sign, so Capricorn, Taurus, and or Virgo. And this is someone who is quite successful in what they do. They are financially stable and or wealthy. They are the kind of person who seeks to improve themselves, but most importantly, improve their status, finances, career, their work. So this is definitely someone who is hardworking and who believes that hard work does pay off. The King of Coins can represent someone who is business savvy or is a business owner. This is someone who is dependable and is known to be a provider. They are also very grounded people, and they are seen as mature because they tend to be level-headed. They don't often get carried away by their emotions, so they can be a bit conservative at times. They're not that expressive of their emotions, but they are not shut off from their emotions either. So I feel like a King of Coins will not easily open up to just about anyone. And they also have a limit as to how much they are willing to open up to someone that they do trust and feel comfortable with. Yeah, so there's like an extent, there's a limit. Now we have the Emperor. The Emperor is known to be above the King. And the Emperor is associated with the zodiac sign Aries, which is a fire sign. And this is someone who is dependable, someone who is stable, someone who is of a higher authority or holds a very important role or position. So, for example, if we're talking about a company, the Emperor would be the CEO of that company, whereas the King might be a boss. The Emperor is someone who strives for structure. It is someone who is protective, but can also be overprotective. Usually the Emperor is interpreted as an older male figure or a father figure. This is someone who has already gone through several experiences in their life, experiences that have made them wiser, experiences that have allowed them an opportunity to mature or become more mature. As you can see, this person is actually holding a basket, and I feel like in the basket is all that they have acquired, not only in terms to possessions, but also in terms to wisdom, knowledge, insight. So I feel like the Emperor would be someone who is looking to settle down. They already know what it is that they want. They already know what it is that they are looking for. This is someone who is at a stage in their life where they are sure of who it is that they are and what they stand for. So very much like the King of Coins, I don't feel like the Emperor is one to allow their emotions to get the best of them. They are mostly ruled by logic and their aim for stability. So these are 3 very different people, 3 very different energies. And so for some, I feel like this is about choosing who it is that you want to move forwards with, who it is that you want to create foundations with, who it is that you want to plan a future with or involve them in your future plans. Now, for some, these might be people that you have already been in a relationship with, people that you already know quite well. And so knowing their personality, knowing how they are in a relationship gives you a lot of insight and also gives you a lot to reflect on. Do you want to go back to an old relationship? Do you want to go back to someone who hasn't changed much? I'm also seeing you reflecting on what your priorities are, what matters to you. Because I'm actually seeing this person making a list, kind of like the pros and cons, and deciding, choosing for themselves. Now, like I mentioned, this could be a situation where there are 2 or more people involved, plus you, meaning that either you are seeing more than one person or more than one person is interested in you or is pursuing you or trying to get your attention. But if not, and here is my second interpretation, this could be a situation in which you are considering the idea of 3 different people. It doesn't mean that these people are actively pursuing you or that you are involved with them in any way. It might be that they are around you. Maybe you are interested in them, or you are possibly considering the idea of them, what it would be like to be in a relationship. Or this could simply be you listing what you want or don't want to experience in a relationship. Because with the key term reflect, I am seeing a lot of self-reflection. You might be looking back on your previous relationships and seeing what didn't work out, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, what were the red flags or the green flags, so that you can become more self-aware of what is okay with you and what isn't, of what you will accept and what you will not. Because like I said, with this 2 peas in a pod, a lot of you might be actively manifesting your counterpart or a soulmate or a partnership of sorts. And actually, the 7 of Cups also denotes the imagination, fantasy, and illusions. It's a very daydreamy energy. And so for a lot of you, I feel like this is more the case in which you are visualizing, you are manifesting, you are wondering, you are self-reflecting of what you are looking for in a relationship or in a partner, be it romantic or even, platonic. Now, with the key term practice, some of you might decide to start dating or meet new people, and these might be the kind of personalities that you might be meeting in the month of May. If not all of them, maybe 1 or 2 of them. And possibly dating or meeting these new people will inspire you to start really getting honest with yourself and possibly even being more selective of who you give your time and energy to, of who you allow into your life. Because your time and energy, it's valuable, it's important. And it's also to be aware that everybody else's energy and time is also valuable and important. So it's important to be honest with oneself if we are truly interested in somebody. And it's also important to be honest with them about our feelings and intentions. Be transparent from the very beginning. So yeah, for a lot of you with the revenge card, I feel like it's important to be upfront about what is going on. If you're dating, if you're seeing other people, maybe be honest about you seeing other people. Because if not, someone might get the wrong idea and jealousy might ensue. And it might lead to this whole Mars and Scorpio 8th house revenge energy we described a while ago. So I know it's always up to you what you want to disclose to other people, but there is an advice here to be as transparent as you can, because it might help prevent unnecessary drama and or conflict. Now, it's so interesting because we had 2 peas in a pod, and I was possibly meeting your soul partner, a soulmate, a counterpart, and you might very well be meeting a soulmate. But like I always say, soulmates don't always have to be romantic, and if they are, I am of the personal belief that we have more than one soulmate in a single lifetime. So just because someone is your soulmate doesn't mean or signify that they are your life partner or that they have to be your life partner. So that's why I keep repeating, it's important to be honest with yourself, because the more honest you are with yourself, the less likely you will find yourself forcing something that isn't, right? Because sometimes we want something to be that we tend to lie to ourselves and lie to ourselves about what we are feeling. And then that's when we find ourselves feeling disappointed at the end because things didn't work out how we expected them to, and we feel cheated by the universe or something of the sorts. But no, you are being presented with options. And so it's up to you to be fair to you about the fact that you are choosing. And these are not your only choices. These are just the choices that are being presented to you in the month of May. I want to make that very clear because, as I was mentioning, even though we got this 2 peas in a pod, from this specific spread, I'm not sensing like a counterpart or a soulmate. And I feel like I'm not getting any of that because that's up to you to decide. That's up to you to decipher and discern. So for some, it might very well be that in the month of May, you might not be meeting your life mate, but you will be presented with romantic offers and or potential romantic partners. The 7 of Cups can also, look at what we have at the bottom, the Wheel of Fortune, which denotes cycles of life, fate, and good luck. Yeah, so some of the people that you might be meeting in the month of May might feel like a fated meeting. You might feel very connected to these individuals, but again, it's up to you to decipher what is what. It's up to you to be honest with yourself and to be honest with the other person involved. But as I was mentioning, the 7 of Cups can represent wishful thinking. And so, as mentioned previously, it's important to get real with yourself and notice if you are being carried away by your ideas of romance, by your ideas of a person, rather than a reality of a situation, rather than your true, genuine feelings and intentions. Because, our wishful thinking, no matter how sincere it is, can often lead us astray because it keeps us blinded to the truth of a situation. So, as it was mentioned already several times, it's important to keep grounded and to also learn how to discern what your standards are versus your expectations. And it's so interesting how this is kind of the overview of the month. So because there is a lot of focus on relationships in the month of May, this might very well be in preparation for the beginning of a new relationship. Whether it starts in the month of May or it starts later on, I feel like you are opening door for romance to come into your life or for a new chapter in your romantic love life to begin. If not in your love life, this could simply be in your relationships. You might even reflect on the relationships with male figures in your life. I'm getting specifically male figures, but this could be also female figures, and see if there's any correlation. So for example, if we didn't have an emotional connection with a parental figure, we might subconsciously choose partners that are unemotionally available. And that is a cycle that could be repeating itself. And so in the month of May, you will be called to become aware of any cycles that have been repeating itself, that are no longer serving you, and reflect on how to break these cycles if you choose to break them. But it's all up to you. Some of you might even choose to run solo for a while, and that's okay. It's your choice. It's up to you. These are just opportunities that are being presented themselves to you in the month of May to reflect, to get real with yourself, to see what it is that you want and you need, and to practice self-awareness as well. Okay, but those are all the messages I am seeing for you guys for the month of May. So now I am going to move into the last segment of this reading. So we have 3 stones to choose from. And I will ask of you to take a moment and set an intention for who who it is that you want to receive a message from. So this could be your higher self, this could be a spirit guide, an archangel, a guardian angel, an ancestor, loved one, or the higher self of someone who is currently incarnated in this lifetime. You can also ask a question if you feel called to do so. And once you have set your intention, please cast your gaze upon these 3 stones and see which one calls out to you. If more than one calls out to you, that is perfectly fine, because the ones that call out to you will be the ones that have a message for you. Okay? So starting off with stone number 1. Okay, so 3 cards flipped over. I'm going to take them. So we have, when you feel lonely, know that you are never alone. We are all connected through the harmony of non-physical energy that's always assisting you. Okay, and the second message, what has happened is old news. Nothing is stagnant and everything moves forward. Revel in the knowing that you are always creating new news. Okay. There is no worthiness to prove. Know you are perfect as you are, and life is supposed to be fun. Okay. And now I'm going to pull out one of these messages. Oops. So this is a homemade deck that contains quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. Okay, so I'm going to take these 3 messages. I mean, it just ain't an actual thing, you know, unless you choose to believe it. And this was said by the character Finn. It's not easy, but you have to be persistent. And this was said by the character Jake. And last but not least, the answer was so simple, I was too smart to see it. And this was said by the character Princess Bubblegum. Okay, so I'm not going to interpret these messages since they are intended to be direct messages for you guys. I'm going to leave them open for your interpretation. Okay, so now moving on to stone numero 2. And we have, if you find yourself forcing or efforting, take a break. Everything feels effortless after alignment of your energy. Okay. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out one of these cards. These are so hard to shuffle. Okay, this one flipped over. A wave of acceptance has washed over me. And this was said by the character Marceline. Okay. Now moving on to stone 3. And we have, your inner being is a natural state of love. Love regardless of the conditions. Ooh. And actually, I noticed that another card had flipped over, so I'm going to take it. Exciting new opportunities are abound. Take a chance and change your life. Okay? Now I'm going to pull out one. Oh, too many cards. Okay. I lack the imagination to think outside my collective programming. I can only see the world as it is. And this was said by the character Almo. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching until the very end, and thanks to all of you who took a moment to watch the ads. That is the most simplest way to support me and my channel, so muchas gracias. Yep, but that is all for now. Wishing you a magical month of May, and until the next moment, bye bye!